All right, gang, let's get right into it. Big shout out to my homie Cross for sending me this clip this morning. So former NFL defensive backs Bryant McFadden and Patrick Peterson both have a podcast called All Things Covered Podcast. They recently had former New York Giants running back Brandon Jacobs on to talk a little bit about Daniel Jones, and Patrick Peterson did not speak highly of the New York Giants' current quarterback.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you this. And I had the opportunity to play against Daniel Jones a couple times. Ain't nothing impressive about him to us as a defense. Like, he's big and strong. He haven't really shown us any, like, arm talent, like crazy arm talent. He's shown the inability to read defense quickly, to get the ball out quickly. And I just think he just have a problem dissecting, the 11 guys on the opposite side of the ball. I think his process is a little bit too slow for him to excel as a great NFL quarterback. Like, he has talent. Like, he have all the measurables, but it's just not coming together.
You got to look back at the game where Patrick Peterson did get to go up against Daniel Jones in his last year in the NFL, in the playoffs at that, where Daniel Jones was 24 of 35 for 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 78 yards rushing on the ground. I don't think that should take away anything from what Patrick Peterson has to say as far as the criticism goes, but I thought Brian McFadden chimed in and he made a really good point about Daniel Jones and the New York Giants overdrafting him at the 6th position in the 2019 draft. He also spoke about the pressure that front offices and organizations have when they draft a guy that high, especially if he's overdrafted, to make sure that it works and that player is absolutely not a bust.
Daniel Jones, in my opinion, was a product of being overdrafted.
Yeah.
I felt like getting drafted at 6 was more about a need for the Giants than the overall player. You know what I mean? So now when you get drafted in a spot, especially when you play the quarterback position, there's a lot of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go top 10, they want you to deliver, especially there in New York. So yeah, Pat, you talked about he hasn't really shown flashes of being a really consistent, stable quarterback, but you draft him at 6, then you were kind of forced to pay him when he wasn't really deserving of seeing the money that you were giving him, but because of the need, the position. When you draft a quarterback top 10, you guys know about when it comes to the business side of things with NFL organizations. If they don't get to that second contract, somebody is on the hook for that. That's basically like a bust. When you talk about drafting the quarterback anywhere in the top 10 and you don't get to the 5th year option or you don't pay them. And also too, look at the quarterback position now. You got guys getting record-breaking deals that are not, their play doesn't say they should get record-breaking deals. The quarterback is the only position in the National Football League where you can kind of be average, but still get a record-breaking deal.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to try to attack the 2 players here that are on the podcast, but I think this is great insight, getting this kind of information from guys who played the position and one of them who actually got a chance to go up against Daniel Jones a few times. I do agree that Daniel Jones was not given a great hand as far as, how the New York Giants set him up for success. And Patrick Peterson is not the only person with this line of thinking. Here's Warren Sharp on Rich Eisen's podcast earlier today.
Talk to you for 10 minutes about the quote that I heard from the New York Giants Hard Knocks episode, so we won't get into that. But suffice it to say, Patrick Mahomes would fare a lot better than Daniel Jones does under pressure behind that offensive line, because it is a quarterback skill to be pressured but not take a sack. Sacks are drive killers. They massively up the punt rate. And if you have a quarterback who is smart pre-snap to diagnose where the pressure might be coming from, make those adjustments, get into a new play, get into a new protection, as well as post-snap, you are at a distinct advantage. And Daniel Jones, he really struggles with this his entire career. It's not just that the Giants have a bad offensive line or were injured last year. This is something he struggled with. He's got to improve.
Now, I know comments like these are going to ruffle some feathers, but I definitely think that we should put these comments on a pedestal. Brian McFadden did go on to say that this is a make or break year for Daniel Jones, and I definitely agree with him. I mean, we have been going through this cycle for a couple of years, but I think this is really a last-ditch effort from Daniel Jones, whether he will be the New York Giants quarterback moving forward. But really, I just wanted to tap in with y'all real quick and share some content with y'all that I consider to have a lot of value in it, coming from 2 professional athletes that played the defensive back position at a high level. But let me know what y'all thinking in the comments section. Y'all know what it is, man. Keep raising that bar. Keep living those dreams.